I am unable to. Okay, it looks like he did record the meeting. Cool. Okay, so Medina, this meeting is being recorded now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once the meeting is done, we will receive a zip file for this, um, or we'll receive like a meeting recording
Mm-hmm.
file for this.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. What we can try to do is send this to your email associated with your GitHub account. How's that sound?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, okay. Um, all right. So let's see. So let's talk about how to test this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
first thing you're going to want to do is clone OpenSearch. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna create a directory. Let's say JS. Then I'm just gonna clone OpenSearch. Right, this will take some time. The OpenSearch project is quite large. And then now we want to what's it called? Clone job scheduler,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
job scheduler is a plugin, meaning that we install it into OpenSearch. So that's why it's important to have both. So the
Mm-hmm.
process goes like this. We will generate a tarball of the OpenSearch project, unpack it, and then what we will do is we will generate a zip file for job scheduler,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to take that zip file and install it into OpenSearch. So yeah, so now I'm generating I have cloned job scheduler. I have OpenSearch and job scheduler here. So step one, go into job scheduler
Mm-hmm.
and then do Gradle local distro.
So generally, this open source is it kind of maybe use it as an integrated maybe sort API or how can it be used?
I'm sorry?
I mean, so job scheduler, I think it is used inside the open source, right? As a
Yeah.
plugin.
Yes.
And this open source is being used in somewhere maybe like integrated in, as a third party for some projects or how it will be used.
Yeah, so OpenSearch is our essentially our engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so OpenSearch will be the module that actually takes in these requests. And then if it will understand that the REST API route for job scheduler
Mm-hmm.
has been registered, and it will direct that request based on the URI back to job scheduler. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how that a workflow works, right? So back to the steps. So we're in job scheduler. We just cloned it. Now we're going to run Gradle assemble, right? So this will generate our zip file. You can see here in this task, um, just to save time, I'm going to skip the in-tech test. I'm just going to do Control C, and then you will find the zip file in CD, or let's see, in build distributions.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that we have a job scheduler zip here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take note of this directory that it's in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to OpenSearch. OpenSearch, right? I am now in OpenSearch. I'm gonna do Gradle local distro. So my dev desktop right now is currently running in Linux. So
Uh-huh.
it's going to generate a Linux tarball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this will take a little bit of time. In the meantime, let me go ahead and grab the REST API or the paths. And one moment.
So for each API, you write also like some unit tests, right?
Yes, we do. You can actually take a look at the test that we wrote for the job details service.
Mm-hmm,
That would probably be that would probably be where you'd want uh, to add your test in. And then you can refer to the test for the get job details API to see how we
mm-hmm,
set those up.
mm-hmm,
They should be pretty similar, right? Okay, um, so now we have OpenSearch, right?
mm-hmm,
So I'm just gonna clear the screen. Let's so where we want to go, we want to go to I believe it is distribution,
yes.
archives, and then these are all the distributions that we that can be built. By
Mm-hmm,
running a local distro, it takes into account your local distribution
mm-hmm,
based on the operating system you're running on. Since my desktop is using Linux, it has
uh-huh,
generated a Linux tar. Since you're using Windows, most likely it will create like a Windows zip. But if you look online, there's documentation on how to assemble OpenSearch on a
mm-hmm,
Windows machine. So now I'm just going to go into the Linux tar right here. Build, install, OpenSearch snapshot. So this is our OpenSearch right here, right? Okay, so take note of this path. It's OpenSearch, distribution, archives, your operating system tar, build, install, and then the snapshot.
mm-hmm,
And then we have our bin, config, all of that. So in order to install a plugin, right,
mm-hmm,
we need to have our zip folder. So,
yes.
right, or zip file. So I'm going to go back to job scheduler, right? I'm going to go to build distributions, um, right here. And then our zip file is right there. So print working directory, that is our, what's it called? That is our um, file location. So let me just go ahead and grab let me go ahead and grab this command to install it, and then we'll walk through what that installation looks like. Right? Okay, so this is the path in which the zip file is located in, right? And all right, cool. Okay, so right here, within bin, right? Within bin, you see here we have this thing called OpenSearch plugin,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this provides us the tools to install plugins via zip file, right? So
Oh,
in order to run it,
mm-hmm.
this is the command that we'll need. So I'll go step by step. So we do /bin OpenSearch dash plugin right here.
Inside OpenSearch plugin, like install this job scheduler. This is the directory and install it here. OpenSearch plugin. Is it
Yes,
kind of?
yes, that's exactly it. So this bin, it provides us the install command, and
Mm-hmm.
we just pass in this file and then pass in the path to the zip file that we generated for job scheduler, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. So now, as you can see, it says installing this file and install the OpenSearch job scheduler with this zip file, right? Okay, so now we have OpenSearch ready. We have job scheduler installed. The next thing we need to do is run it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to run OpenSearch, we do dot slash bin slash OpenSearch, right? And then this will show us some logs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so as you can see, don't be overwhelmed by all of these logs. It
Sure.
just provides a lot of information, but the ones that we're looking for is this. So as you can see, it's a plugin that we've
Uh-huh.
just installed via zip file, and now we have it. It's OpenSearch, job
Mm-hmm.
scheduler. Okay, so now the next log that we're interested in is right here. So this says started, and what that means is that OpenSearch is ready to accept REST requests, right?
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so now for your API that you just registered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first thing you want to do is to create job details, right? We just
Yes.
want to create an entry into our index. That
Yes.
way you could delete it, right?
Yep.
So here is the command to to generate job details. I'm actually going to send this in the Chime chat as well. You can
Mm-hmm.
copy it if you'd
Mm-hmm.
like, but I'm just using curl commands. You can also use Postman, but essentially this is the format that the request body should be. So you can see the URI that we're passing in. We're doing localhost port 9200, plugins, job scheduler, and get job details. And then we're passing in data,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so uh, yeah, so all this does is that it gives an entry with 4 items, the job index, this value, the job type, this value, and these 2 actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna hit enter and we're gonna see that OpenSearch is gonna log that we got that request. Okay. Okay, one moment. Actually, I think it is a post. Let me double check.
If it is get like it was put, if you're checking it.
Let's see, post. Okay, let me double check this real quick. My apologies.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah. Okay, where is this? Data, get job details. One moment. Let me figure out the URI.
You are
One.
also like checking from source code, or you're checking it somewhere.
Uh, yeah, I'm just checking it here because we use this API in this particular file.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Let me go and find the actual URI. Okay, it's a put plugins job scheduler, and it's just underscore job details. Okay, so that is the job index. Okay, I believe this is the correct one. Okay, so let me restart.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is the one. Yes. So plugins, job scheduler, job details. Yes. Cool. Awesome. Okay, here are a couple of logs that we need to take a look at,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the job details index has been created. So think
Mm-hmm.
of an index like a folder, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So it creates the folder and then we can add, entries to it, files, right? And so the ID that we've gotten is this one. This is the ID that you'll want to use in your delete job details API,
I
right?
see. Uh-huh. Yes, like based on document ID.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna send this to you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this command.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also use Postman to hit this API as well. Um, yeah, I just use curl commands. But okay, sending this to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've covered how to generate OpenSearch tarball, how to generate the job scheduler zip file,
Mm-hmm.
um, how to install it, and then how to create a job details entry, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that that's done, the next step for you is to test out your API, right? Um,
Yes.
and yeah, so once you're able to create the job details, you can test out your delete, and then you can see whether or not it deletes it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll make sure to uh, find a way to send this recording to you once the meeting's done.
Sure, that would be great. By the way, so I was wondering if he uses any document ID to get job details, or you are not using any ID here.
Yeah, so the get job details API, we need to rename that. It actually is a post like API.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to provide a document ID when we're creating one. So we just provide these four fields, and
Mm-hmm.
it creates a document for us. And in the response, you see that we return the document ID here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so this is the document ID that you want to use when you delete the entry, right? Because it will search the index for this particular ID and then remove
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it will remove that.
Yes.
So
That's. I was wondering, like, should based on this, based on like, it should check the ID and it should try to delete, and I think I should provide it in the headers, right?
not necessarily the headers. Let's take a look at your PR real quick, right? Um, and let's take a look at the files that you've changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in order to determine the routes, the URI, um, it's all based here, right?
Yeah.
The so this states that the URI is going to be three parts, right? It's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the job scheduler base URI, slash underscore job details, and then your document ID. So and then it's gonna be a delete request. So I'm actually gonna send you, in the Chime chat, I'm gonna send you this command that should hit this API, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's delete, plugins, job scheduler, job details, and then your document ID. So that should be the only thing that you need to pass in,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so looking at, I'll spend some time today to review your PR some more, and I'll give you a little more feedback. But overall, it looks pretty good. Um,
Um.
yeah, so it looks pretty good. There is one item that I believe you are missing, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give you a heads up right now to give so you can avoid the headache.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduler plugin. So this file, job scheduler plugin, is where we register like, all the REST handlers, all the routes and all that,
Oh, I
right?
see.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so it's called job scheduler plugin.
Uh-huh.
When we install open job scheduler into OpenSearch, this is the file that it uses to load the plugin, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you want your REST, um,
API
where is
to
this?
be like mapped for open source, I should register there as well.
Yeah, so not in OpenSearch, but as you can see here, this delete job details API,
Mm-hmm.
you want to add it here in this. REST handlers. So as you
I
can
see.
see, oh, and also the naming convention. You'll want to follow like REST delete job details action instead
Mm-hmm.
of delete job details API.
Oh, uh-huh.
Mhm.
Got you.
So
I
essentially,
will.
all you want to do is you want to create a new object of that class here, and
Mhm.
then return it as part of this list. And what internally, what's going to happen is that OpenSearch is going to take this list. It's going to register all of those routes so
Mhm.
so that when OpenSearch is started and it receives a request with that route, it will direct it back to here.
I see.
Yeah. But yeah. So in addition to what I've commented here, so I added some comments on how to fix these checks.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Uh, then yeah, in addition to those, all you need to do is add that class here and
Mhm.
just return it as part of this list. And then you should be able to test it out.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Hmm. And yeah, uh, let's see. Is your email, are we able to get your email from here?
If not, I can share it in the chat.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. I'll make sure Varun sends this recording back to you via that email.
Sure. So just share it.
Cool. Okay. I will go ahead and copy this and then
Mhm.
send it to Varun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You send the email. Okay. But yeah, so that was just a general overview of how to start OpenSearch with Job Scheduler installed and how to hit that API. Yeah, so don't worry about you know, like how long it's taking you and all that. It's a learning opportunity, right? And yeah, your outside responsibilities, it's a balance. So no need to apologize. But yeah, so moving forward, just like take a look at the comments on the PR, ask
Mhm.
questions. I'll do my best to respond in time. And if you have any more issues regarding testing, like drop a question here, and
Mhm.
then Varun and I will be able to guide you in that sense. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there any other questions that you had today?
No, no more questions. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Actually, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, no problem. All right, well, best of luck. Reach out to us if you need help on the issue, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Cool. All right, bye, Medina.
Bye.